If you're thinking about investing money right now while the market's down, then you're going to want to watch the rest of this video. I'm your host, Stephen Rashaw, along with my co host, David Jacobs, and we're here on the Smart Money Show helping you get smart with your money. Welcome back, and thanks for tuning in to another episode of the Smart Money Show. Today, we're going to be talking about something really important. We've been hearing a lot from our clients about if now is a good time to be investing your money. Obviously, the market's been beaten up quite a bit. It can be scary for some to decide to invest right now. But I mean, David, we've always heard that old adage, buy low, sell high. We know that most people don't do that. It's actually really difficult to do, and this is a great example of when it's difficult to do. But let me ask you, I mean, what is some of the base criteria you should be looking at to just determine if you're even in a position that you should be investing more of your money right now?
Well, like always, it comes down to each person's circumstances first and foremost. If you even have cash to invest, that's a very good thing. Hopefully, you've listened to us in the past and have 3 to 6 months of cash on the sidelines, especially in this current environment where a lot of people are finding themselves out of work. But it comes down to whether you have a solid income stream, whether that cash is available to be invested for the long run, because this is something that we haven't seen in many, many, many years, a bear market of this severity in this short period of time.
Right, and the other thing that plays a really big key role in all of this, let's face it, it's your time horizon. So, okay, let's say you checked off some of those other boxes. Well, you need to think about how long are you investing this money for? What's your goal? If this was money that you're saving for a home purchase, then, and you're going to do it in the next 6 months to a year, then you probably either shouldn't be doing this or you should invest a lot more conservatively. If it's a longer term goal, like just an accumulation goal or for retirement or the next 3 to 5 years, you could probably feel a little bit more confident about that.
Definitely. I mean, we usually tell people money invested in stocks, you shouldn't have to touch for at least 5 years. Right now, with the market down between 20 and 30%, it seems like a relatively good entry point. Of course, not knowing what's going to happen in the next 5 days, 5 weeks, or 5 months. But we're pretty confident that 5 years from now, the stock market is going to be much higher. So you have to keep that long term perspective.
Right, and that brings us to another thing that's really important with any investment decision, really anything you're deciding to do with your money is how comfortable are you with risk? No matter what we do with our money, there's risk involved. Even putting our money in the bank, right? You have the risk of losing to inflation, especially with interest rates so low. So a big part of this puzzle is figuring out how much risk you're comfortable with. How much of a downfall can you maybe stomach in the short run so that you don't ultimately resent this really good long-term decision.
I'm going to say that this is the first time in my career with a bear market this severe, where I've had more phone calls than not where clients are interested in actually getting more aggressive. I'm not sure what that means because usually the average investor is wrong, or we're just really good advisors who've been training our clients well. But you definitely have to have a strong stomach and be very unemotional when it comes to getting into the market. This could be a great opportunity. If you're worried about what happens next month and then this summer, you may not. It may not be right for you to do at this point.
I think that's really great advice that it's not necessarily for everybody. Everyone's situation is unique. So here's kind of the last question I think that we really need to answer on this. So let's say you've checked off all those boxes, right? You've got good cash reserves, you feel good about your income situation and your expenses. You know your time horizon's a bit longer, you're comfortable stomaching the risk. We've checked off all those boxes. The next thing is how do you actually invest the money? Do you think, David, we should be doing this in like a lump sum, one time? Should we do this over a period of time, like dollar cost averaging? What would you say to that?
Like with so many things, the answer it depends. But I think first and foremost, it comes down to what percentage of your net worth are we investing. If you've got $1 million account and we're investing $10,000, which is 1% of it, I would say let's just invest it all right now and not miss this opportunity. If you just inherited $1 million in cash and we're investing it all right now, I'd say we should probably invest this conservative money right away, whether it's bonds or CDs, et cetera. Stock portion, I'd probably be investing in different tranches, maybe 25% right now, 25% if the market falls a little bit further, and dollar cost average into the market. And that's basically the plan we've been putting together for each client based on their specific circumstances.
Right? So, bottom line, look, it's time, not timing, that helps you be successful with your investments over the long term. You really don't want to resent your long-term investment decision in the short term. So you need to be able to stomach any short-term volatility and risk when you do play this as money in, and make sure you're making a prudent decision that's specific to your situation. So look, if you have questions about your situation, about your investments, about your financial plan, give us a call. We'd love to hear from you. We want to help you do anything we can to make a smart decision with your money. If you learned something new, give us some love. Give us a like, send us a comment. We want to hear from you and know more about the questions that you want us to answer on an upcoming episode of the Smart Money Show. Until next time, I'm your host, Stephen Rashaw, along with my co-host, David Jacobs, and we're helping you get smart with your money.